Baish and Kika.
So yeah, I am Baish, obviously from the intro, Baish of the ROC, and I'm here with Kika Beauty, or just Kika.
Hello. Yeah, we could just say Kika.
There you go, Kika. And this is the first episode that we're going to have. Hopefully more will ensue. But yeah, so this is the first episode. So
If you guys like it, then call in and say you like it.
Yeah, you can do that too. I am Baish, so I am Baish of the ROC. That's Return of the Critics. It is a movie and game and show and all kinds of shit review kind of thing.
Dude stuff.
Dude stuff. There's some girl stuff in there too. Like rom-coms for the drip. Yeah, the drip's on the wall. So we don't see the guy in front. He is one of our guests. He's actually on the ROC too. But he's a guest today on the Baish Kika Show. That is Eli or Eyebrows or El Presidente.
Eyebrows.
Yeah, I get joked about that. I got stories.
Like my eyebrows are thicker, but I think because I'm not sending it to Eli, people go to his eyebrows because he's white. So, well, he's not white, but he's very light skinned.
Very light skinned Latino. Yeah. But anyway, hello, what's up?
Yeah. So, Kika, where can people find you? If they want to find you, if they want to stalk you.
Oh God, no more stalkers. IG, Kika Beauty 26, and TikTok, also Kika Beauty 26. TikTok is, probably going to be a little bit more entertaining, just to kind of see a side of me that no one really sees because I usually do those behind closed doors by myself. No one sees them until they're posted.
Sounds kinky.
I was thinking people get paid bank for the dumbest things. So I'm like, why not just start?
I mean, OnlyFans. You go to OnlyFans, you can get paid bank for just putting your feet out.
Right?
Yeah.
So I was like, maybe I should just do that. No.
Hey, you'd be surprised. There's some weird people out there that will pay for that shit.
Oh, there's people that get paid for just
their
putting
hands.
lotion on. And
Yeah.
They get thousands of dollars. I'm like,
Yeah,
I'm
there's
in
a
the
lady-
wrong.
Well, she's still in the hospital now, but she used to fart on stuff.
No.
Fucking serious. She's
Whoa.
So
And
there,
seeing that people loved it.
there was a post on Instagram that I watched from, was it Big Boy? I don't know where he used to be Power 106, but I forgot his news station.
92.3.
92.3. Okay, so he just posted something that a woman was selling her underboob sweat.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah. So
Toilet paper too.
yeah. So here he goes. So woman makes $5,000 a day selling her boob sweat.
We should do this like a not a fake account, actually do an account for me with some random shit and see if it gets hits and I get money.
Man.
Share it with the ROC or with Kika and Baish.
Oof, if you want that kind of attention, you want that money.
Yeah.
I mean, as long as I don't give them my address where they can
No.
Oh no, you're not doing none of that.
No, so
test it out how the dumbest things that probably get.
You can show, you can show videos of you getting your nails done, your toes done, you getting your eyebrows threaded, or I don't
Show
know.
that on your TikTok.
What?
Show your beauty stuff.
Not applying makeup or skincare. But I do advertise certain brands.
Okay.
So obviously, like I said, I'm from the ROC and Return of the Critics. You can find us on IG, every single podcasting platform, and this will also be the same thing. So yeah, so essentially it's you getting us maybe arguing some of the time and talking about stuff that's to do with men and women.
To be fair, we came up with that because we naturally just argue. So.
I guess just more of a point. I have one.
See,
point of
he's
view.
already disagreeing with me.
No, it's just a point of view. It's just like you told me earlier. So I did the hot sauce challenge or the hot challenge the other day, and you said somebody you were next to was like, "That's easy." Bullshit. Eli saw that. Eli was watching the live feed too.
Oh,
That sucker is beyond essentially when you buy the sucker, you have to put a disclaimer to be able just to buy the fucking sucker.
Mm-mm.
And then when you put it in your mouth, essentially after, he says people have tapped out after 40 seconds.
So he said that when he was talking in the video, he mentioned that most people, once you taste it, you can't really taste it. So you'll taste the cinnamon, you'll taste like candy at first. So then the normal, I guess, trend is after 2 minutes. that's when you would start feeling it. You're gonna start feeling the anxiety.
Because it's extract.
Right.
It's just starting to come off. It's going straight into your system, like right after.
And the average person would last maximum anywhere between 3 to 5 minutes. And Beja, how long did you last?
10 minutes.
He didn't.
And I was gonna bite that bitch too. I was gonna bite it and chew it and be like, here, look. But then I was like,
And Hot Sauce Boss, shout out to that man. So this is what he said: that if you drool, you already got, you're out.
No.
Yes.
How? It's still like it's
Oh,
not
no,
like
you
you're
gotta swallow that shit.
You gotta swallow
You
that
gotta
shit.
swallow it.
I'd be like with a baba.
He's a professional. He's a
Oh,
professional.
that dude was sitting there eating
The
Reaper
Yeah,
fucking
he was
peppers.
super calm about it. He's like, oh, hey.
Yeah.
And what is it? I was watching. It was Ginger and who else?
Ginger and his and Jason.
Jason.
Gravy sauce.
So Jason, his friend. Okay, watching
Brother-in-law.
his brother-in-law.
Yeah.
Watching him struggle.
Oh, he was gonna die.
You see him. Okay, there's a point in the video, like right when you're watching it live, you see his face light up, and you see absolute remorse. My bro-
Is that when he said, I think he said, I'm gonna throw up?
Yeah.
Yes.
He's like, I'm done.
He's like, I'm done. And it was hilarious, and my brother-in-law is like, bite it.
Yeah, he did. But everybody, like, we're gonna get into that a little bit later. But every dude thinks he can do something another dude does
Oh, yeah.
until he's put in front of it, and he's like, oh, I'm done. I don't want to do it.
It's the competition,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
That's why I.
And then they're like, oh, never mind.
Yeah, that's why I went
JK,
for 10 minutes,
JK.
just because. So we're gonna start this out. So this is essentially, I don't want to say man versus woman, but essentially like we're gonna bring up things that we talk about that people argue about because they think they're right or think they're wrong. Whichever way you want to go, probably fine. I don't fucking care. I don't know you guys. Whoever you guys want to side with, fucking cares. But yeah,
Just like with me.
that's cool. If you want to be wrong, go for it. But yeah, so our first thing we're going to talk about today is, the same thing that's in the news, is the Amber Heard. I mean, it's winding down. It's almost over. Amber Heard Johnny Depp trial. I'm going to go out and just be like...
You mean Amber Turd?
Well, yeah.
Amber Turd.
Johnny Depp is 100% in the right. Amber Heard is a fucking liar.
Okay. Oh,
And-
yeah. Oh, yes.
Okay.
I mean, to a certain extent.
Since I'm Switzerland, so
Uh-huh.
let the lady go first. Speak her.
Oh, I know.
I didn't let her go
Rude.
first. I
Your
pointed
turn.
out
Your
what-
turn.
I pointed out what I said,
Okay.
and you get to go.
All right.
So I'm giving you
so
the
he's
floor.
arguing with you too.
No, I'm
Okay,
giving
set
you
up.
the floor to be able to
set
say.
Okay. I
Go for it.
agree with the siding with Johnny Depp. Now, my issue with this is they're both toxic. Okay, this relationship was toxic for both of them. It brought out the worst in both of them. Johnny may not have been the hands-on abusive, but he stayed, and whether he wanted to or not, he still interacted and even though like on the trial it says that he would walk away, he would leave and do those things, he still was part of it. He was not abusive, like in the sense of throwing things, hitting her. Like he was always. There was an instigation, yes. I do side with Johnny Depp. I do think Amber Heard was mainly just trying to destroy him at this point, and thought she was going to get away with it because of the Me Too movement, which pisses me off that she would use that movement to get credibility for her, to get people to believe her and feel bad for her, and just puts a bad name for women, and it sets us back, like the women that want to come out and talk about being in domestic abuse situations, because she's just making it look like, see, oh look, a woman's just gonna say it and she doesn't mean it, it's not true, she just because it's the Me Too, obviously automatically the man's guilty. So I didn't like that, but I do believe it was a toxic relationship. So
Why was it toxic for him? Because he didn't want to leave?
Because he didn't want to leave?
Yeah.
So you said that they were both toxic. Right?
They both brought out the worst in each other.
Okay, so hold on. So I'm Switzerland,
Yes.
so it's between you and Baish. I'm just here to clarify, so that way when I set it up to him, he'll be able to say his comment. No, I'm curious. No, I'm kidding.
Did you though? Because
No,
I understood what you
I
said.
don't-
You're wrong.
I don't understand.
You're wrong, but I understood what you said.
Okay, so what was-
So here's the question. So you said that they were both toxic.
Yes.
Okay, so how we understand how Amber Heard, how she was toxic. So how was he toxic?
Well, he at the time he was he was still into the drugs and alcohol.
Still
Um,
drugs.
Well, he I mean,
it's toned down. It's more like
toned down, and he's still.
into
I mean, I'm
drinking.
sure he's still drinking, or you know, whatever.
Yeah, but he even said he used to drink more to numb being around her.
Right. So he would the drugs, the cocaine.
So,
you know,
so you think that's his toxic trait? It's the alcohol and drugs.
Yes.
Yeah, but she's the outlier. She's why it happened. If somebody is suicidal because of the person they're with,
she's not why it happened. He was already.
Yeah, but she amped that shit up. You can listen to the people that.
Yeah, of course, and that's true.
When
But
your best friends have come on trial, not. It's like what Camilla said. Nobody besides Amber's sister, who even on the stand called Amber an alcoholic
Mhm.
and said that she had problems. Nobody else was there for her.
Right.
Because everybody that was on her side switched to Johnny's side because of what they heard.
Right.
Everything she said when people were backing her, that's one of the reasons why James Wan and Jason Momoa said that they backed her with bringing her back to Aquaman 2, was because everything she had gone through with her divorce and everything, and they felt bad for her, and then this was a way for her to have a fresh start.
Right.
Once it's come out that they're talking about now, like going back and reshooting Aquaman,
Yes.
and taking her completely 100% out and just doing the thing where like Mira died.
Yeah, or like not reshooting with all the actors, but doing kind of like
her, cutting her out and putting,
on her own.
Yeah.
Someone doing it
So
on her own.
I think just because someone's there, they're not both toxic. There's some people that don't want to fail. So if you have one marriage and you fail at that, there's always a thing. If you get married again, yeah, you might love that person, you want to be with that person, but you don't want to fail again.
You're talking about Johnny Depp in this case?
Yeah.
Yes.
So you don't want to fail again. So you'll put up with toxic shit. You'll put up with when fights happen, instead of engaging in a fight, just leaving.
I don't know that that's why he stayed. I don't think it was because there was another
Well, there's no other,
failure.
but he even said there was no other reason why he stayed.
The
Because it's
reason-
Johnny Depp.
The reason why he stayed is because she was suicidal. So my question to you: have you ever been around a man or dated somebody that was suicidal?
Yes.
So
Yes.
no. So you have.
Yeah.
So
Or
how-
at least claiming to be.
All right. Okay. Let's go with claiming.
Mhm.
Okay. Was that comfortable for you?
No, of course not.
Were you always on edge?
Towards the end, but again, like Amber Heard, we're talking about a narcissist.
Well, that's what we're getting at. So
Yeah.
here's the thing: coming from a man's perception,
Mhm.
do you know how terrible it would be if we knew that our partner, let's just say, regardless how toxic she is,
Mhm.
if we found out that she committed suicide because we left her?
Yeah, and this is like a situation like what was it, Jim Carrey that went through it?
Yeah.
Where his girlfriend did
Same
actually
thing.
commit suicide. So like I'm saying, I'm not disagreeing with you. Yes,
So
Johnny
so-
was on more the victim part. Okay, in this situation, the trial is about defamation, right?
Yeah.
right.
So she totally tried to do that with him. That's
It's not
Yeah.
tried. She did.
Yeah.
She did.
Look what happened with Disney. The years. Now we're not talking about months. We're talking about almost a decade of relationship between Johnny Depp
Mhm.
and Disney. There was what is it? The main one that everybody knows, Pirates.
right.
So that relationship was tarnished
Yeah.
on the word of one woman.
Yeah.
There was no proof.
And I hate that.
There's
I
no
hate
hearsay.
that it was that
So,
they
and-
used.
And instead of seeing this in the perception of, let's find the details first
Mhm.
and we'll get to it, it was the assumption guilty,
It was in the height of the
movement.
the
Right.
movement, and
Right.
it's
So that's what
frustrating.
well I will say in this situation, I don't think Johnny Depp was toxic. But here's the thing: we don't live in their environment. We don't
Right.
live.
He's just rich.
He's rich.
He's rich.
So-
if you're rich, you like literally Johnny Depp was talking about he took like somebody from Aerosmith and somebody, I forgot what other band. They came back to his house and they were just sitting there playing for like 6 hours.
Mhm.
Playing a guitar.
Like, who the fuck? Like, can you think of sitting there and be like, oh yeah, the other day I had fucking like, 3 or 4 artists like The Weeknd came over
But,
and
I
Jamie
mean-
Foxx came over. We just fucking kicked it and ate popcorn and shit.
What does
Like,
that have to do though with the?
That's my point though.
they're
They live different lives.
Lifestyle.
Oh yeah.
It's like the drinking and the drugs and stuff, having the weight of being, in the public eye all the time. Maybe you need something to fucking pull you down. But according to everybody, he's been doing that. He even said been doing that for a while.
Mhm.
He's never, like, there's difference. There's Robert Downey Jr., like old Robert Downey Jr.,
Mhm.
Right.
and there's like, how Johnny Depp is. Huge gap there
Mhm.
in drugs and alcohol and stuff. So I think Johnny using that to medicate himself is not good.
Mhm.
Not what you're supposed to do, but when you have endless amounts of income and you do everything already,
Mhm.
that's the one thing you can do that could either bring you down or not. have you fucking have
So,
to look at the.
so you don't think that he was toxic at all?
No, I think he picked the wrong person, and I think he knew he picked the wrong person by the time that they got married. But I think at that point you're either trying to save face, and at that point you're trying to figure out, okay, maybe she'll get better.
Now,
Or
when I'm
maybe
saying
things will get better.
toxic, I'm not necessarily saying that he was a bad person.
No, I'm not saying.
No, I mean,
it's
we're not-
a toxic relationship. They're
Right.
both toxic.
Right.
Toxic. But I just think Amber Heard was a toxic one, and that's why like Amber Heard has made Camille
Oh,
a
I love
fucking
Camille.
superstar at this point.
Everyone
Like
loves
everyone's
her.
even said like it doesn't matter what her asking price is.
She's
she
gonna
can
get
ask
it.
for whatever
Yeah.
she wants
She's set for the rest
And
of her
she's
life,
set.
really.
because she destroyed
Mm-hmm.
somebody's whole defensive or their whole like team. Like she killed everybody on that team, and she would literally. It's like walking in the woods, and she would bring Amber into the woods, and the wolf is waiting there. And every single time she brought her in the woods, and the wolf fucking ate her. Every single time.
I'm just waiting for the jurors to come back and be like,
If this was anybody else, Amber Heard would probably be facing about 30 years in prison.
But she got the money.
yeah, it was the money.
Yeah, but she's facing. I mean, perjury just on itself. You perjure yourself once.
Right.
That usually goes into federal, so it would be 3 to 5 years. How many times has she lied on the stand?
Plenty.
Literally, the thing.
I mean, she hasn't stopped.
Yeah, but her lawyer should be disbarred, because I don't know if you guys heard the audio when her lawyer was sitting there talking to their doctor,
Mm-hmm.
and he even said, "I'll lie about whatever you need me to lie about."
Oh, I missed that part.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So he says it. She forgets to turn off her mic.
Oh, shit, I didn't see
Yeah.
that part. What, is that like one of the last days? Or which doctor? The crazy one that was like,
Yeah,
making the faces?
It's not that way.
Oh,
It's
okay.
some little white dude. I forgot his name, but
Okay.
he says to her, like, is there anything else you want me? Is it okay? You know, I'll lie about whatever you need me to lie about. And he says, "Is that okay?" And she says, "Yeah, that's okay."
Yeah.
You
That's
can hear in the audio because she didn't turn off her mic.
How did I not? How have I not seen that? I
There's
haven't
there's a whole bunch of audio. Like beforehand, she would say that Johnny Depp was abusive, and like all those things that she said, right?
Uh-huh.
But then there's an audio recording of her saying, "You say I, Johnny Depp."
Oh yeah, that's the best one
Yeah,
because
that's
that's
one.
like,
That's when they
That's-
played it in the closing.
well, they play it all the time because
Yeah.
it's like the one where she just makes an ass of herself.
And this is the part like where Baish and I were talking about this just in general. So this is just one case that was brought up to light because obviously it's Hollywood and blah blah blah.
And it's Johnny Depp. Uh-huh.
So there are hundreds, if not thousands, of cases similar like this. Where there was, I think Baish brought up a story. I wish you're probably gonna tell me know who it is, but there was a young student who was in high school. He was set up to be a great football player.
Oh,
Yeah,
the
he-
raped one, the one that she said she was raped.
Yes.
That's a college one.
No.
That's the 2 college players.
Yeah.
So this is the one that you told me where it was in high school and these two girls got into.
No, it's 2 boys. So it was in college. It was at.
Oh, in
West
college.
Virginia.
Okay.
So it was 2 college students who were sophomores. They were pretty good. They were corner and receiver, and some girl had met them. She let them double team her in the bathroom. Okay, you know.
Is this just your like?
No, this has happened.
This
is
really
the case.
happened.
This
Okay.
is actual case.
So
Yeah, because he tends to like add.
how am I adding?
Okay, uh-huh.
No, so they got double teamed, or they double teamed her in the bathroom. She leaves. Her boyfriend or her ex-boyfriend wants to get back with her. Doesn't know what happened. Finds out what happened at the party. Tells her, "I'm not getting back with you." She tells him, "Oh no, they raped me." So then the 2 kids get arrested.
Mhm.
They spend, I think it's 6 to 8 months in jail while the court's going on because it takes fucking forever.
Mm-hmm.
And then she tells her best friend, her and her boyfriend eventually end up breaking up. Tells her best friend, "Oh, you know, I didn't really get raped. It was just, you know, I was trying to get back with him, and I knew if I told him that, you know, we wouldn't have got back together." Her best friend tells her to go and say what happened. She says no. Best friend ends up going to the police and telling them what happens. They get brought back out. There's a trial, pre-trial talking about what happened. The judge tells her, "If you have anything to say," and she says, "I guess I'm sorry." That's it.
So
The
there's.
guys get let out, and that's it.
So what happens to their career? What happens to their I guess you could say representation of who they are in college?
Right.
What happens to their future when they try to go to work because they went to court? They have no future.
Right.
And it's all because of one woman
Yeah.
who decided to lie and they get fucked.
Yeah.
So these are the type of situations where I'm all for like the Me Too movement. If it happens, speak about it. You need to talk about it. Get yourself protected. Cool. But in situations like this, why doesn't the person who claims in this situation, this girl,
Mm-hmm.
why didn't she go to jail? Why didn't she get fined? Why wasn't the court going after her after defamation, after their career?
As much as I would want the same thing, like with Amber Heard, as much as I would want them to serve time for what they did and what they caused, or at least have some sort of payback for it, it usually doesn't happen because they come forward with a plea deal. You know, they'll have a plea deal, and it says like they won't have to go to jail, they won't serve, they'll maybe have probation. So that it's kind of like a double-edged sword. Like they.
So what about the guys who went to college? Like those students, I will say they were served their time for 6 months.
Mm-hmm.
So what do they get? Nothing. Because usually when somebody goes to jail being wrongfully arrested,
Mm-hmm.
someone pays. Someone has to get in trouble. But
Yeah.
what happened in this situation?
No, nobody pays you to get wrongfully arrested. You can
Unless
sue
you
the
do a-
state
yeah,
or the city.
the
That's about it.
yeah.
The cops don't go to jail. The
civil
lawyers,
suit,
nothing.
maybe.
It's a civil suit. That's all it is.
See?
Like, and those guys could sue her. But I mean, what are they gonna sue her for?
Yeah.
Her family isn't rich. You gonna garnish her wages? Like, what are you gonna get? Like $200 a week?
Yeah, but again, it does as much as we would want that. They usually will agree to it because it's a plea deal.
Yeah, it's not gonna ever work because in that other way.
But it's like in general, there's always someone that messes it up for everyone else, you know. So it, like I said, it does piss me off that there are people like that, like Amber Heard, like that. You know, there's other cases where the guy was gonna have an NFL career, right? Like he was gonna get in the draft or whatever, and then he got accused of rape, and he ended up in jail.
Yeah.
He actually did go to jail, and
Yeah.
then it was cleared like years later. Or
Yeah,
something.
he got a chance to be on the Falcons practice squad,
Mhm.
I think, like 2 or 3 years ago.
Mhm.
But yeah, him too. It's just more of a point of the stuff that you see and the stuff that you look at and like what the magnification is. So in her Depp trial, it's more or less like we all know she's guilty.
Oh,
Like let's be
100%.
honest. Like
Yeah.
she lied.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody that's been up on the stand
My dog
for,
stepped on a bee.
yeah, right. Like it's just more of a point. Like everybody knows.
Or her like her posing with a.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's just like the makeup thing, like the bruise kit, her
That was the
lawyer
best part.
lying and getting destroyed, them not knowing what hearsay was, her lawyer objecting to his own damn question. It's just, you know, it's somebody. It was a waste of time,
It was.
and it's more or less. This is why people hate us. This is why other countries hate the U.S.
This one.
This
There's
trial-
There's a lot of
No,
reasons.
no,
why.
there's a lot of reasons.
That's one of many. That's
But
one of many.
but this is like this is what we show
Mhm.
the world. This shootings,
Yeah.
shit like Transformers and stuff like that, like the movies. That's what we show, and that's what we. It's like the game show Survivor,
Mhm.
right? People are just like, what the fuck? I really live that life. Like, and Survivor's a joke too, because that's just not real either.
Right.
Because they have like catering and shit. They're not actually out there in the wilderness. But yeah, I believe that, you know, Johnny Depp is 100% in the right, and she is crazy.
At the same time, of like this was like obviously it's obvious that she's a liar. It's obviously that she's a narcissist. You know that she's crazy and she's just not backing down. That's all obvious. But at the same time, it's not a waste of time because it did bring to light how wronged Depp was. You know,
But he even said it in court. He
Well,
even said if Disney were to come back and
but
say,
it's
hey,
not
we
just
were-
Disney, because it wasn't just Disney that had turned their back on him.
there's other ones.
So then,
Yeah, other
so
people turn
it,
their back on him.
yeah, it's mostly every. So this was kind of a way. It not that it restores everything, but at the same time, it's like, hey, like you see, like you guys jumped on that too soon. You guys didn't even like look into it. You guys just turned your back on me, and it's a kind of a redemption for him. So I think it wasn't necessarily a waste of time because this has been broadcast all over the world. People are seeing it. People are, you know, citing same thing like the Amber Heard and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So I think it sucks, but at the same time, Johnny Depp did benefit from it.
No, he's gonna benefit from it at the end. Right now, he's not. But you know, fuck it.
You know, one of the things that Baish and I and the guys talked about before, and this is like kind of one of our life episodes, is like your inner circle.
Mhm.
When shit hit the fan, when we'll say like what Johnny Depp went through. He went through this horrible experience. In those moments, you're gonna find out who your real friends are.
Yeah.
And unfortunately for him, he experienced that from a couple years ago till now, and he realized who his real friends are.
Mm-hmm.
Regardless of, like you said, his behavior, alcohol, coke,
Mhm.
whatever he does, because we can't live that life. We don't know. We don't know they're Hollywood. They can go.
Could, just
I mean,
really definitely
But
That's true.
the majority of his close friends did like come out and say like I've never seen this side of him, you know, and that's kind of like my outlook when people are like, oh, I don't like that they think this about me or they say these things about me. I'm like, you and how the way you act will speak for itself whether you're there or not. So if someone's talking shit on you and it's lies, why are you gonna get bothered? Because the other person, if you know they know you, they're gonna know that this person's like saying bullshit. Like it's not. I don't care. Like if you know me, you know I know that's not true, and if it's someone else that knows me, they know it's not true. So it doesn't bother me. So I feel like that's more. He had a big group of people that knew. Well, close knit people that knew that he wasn't that type of person, including his ex-girlfriends, right?
Yeah.
Mainly his ex-wife.
I think she was all excited because she thought one of the exes, like, oh, there was a rumor.
Kate Moss.
Kate Moss.
Oh, she messed up that one because Kate Moss ended up.
She ended up testifying,
yeah.
and guess what happened? Like, no, he never pushed me.
He never pushed me, kicked me down any stairs. Oh, that was beautiful.
So you know, it was like every single time she would try to say something came back and bit her in the ass.
Yeah.
The makeup, the company was like, wait, that piece of that makeup didn't come out until this year.
Years later.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, that was great.
So we agree.
So y'all in agreement
on
on
the
this
Depp thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So the next thing we were gonna discuss or mainline here was problems people have with dating apps, problems people have with dating online in general. So
like just in all topics or like creating an account?
Well, yeah, let's go easiest way is creating an account.
Okay.
So if you create an account with you should put your actual face.
Oh,
you should
right.
put your actual body.
Mm-hmm.
It shouldn't be someone else's fucking body, your cousin's body, your sister, whatever. It should be you.
Mm-hmm.
That should be the easiest thing to tell somebody, which a lot of people don't understand, a lot of people don't get.
Some people don't really think about it because, like, within this last year, I think I mentioned in the last episode, was that I just, for the first time, started, you know, the online dating. And I knew, obviously, you don't want to, like, be putting all these, like, filtered pictures and, like, you know, touched up pictures, like, all the girls were doing it anyways, or they still do it. But I did match with one guy. And he said, like, from my experience, because he had been kind of new too, he's like, I always ask for at least 3 unfiltered pictures, like when you're communicating back and forth. And I adapted that. Like anytime I like match with someone, I wanted an unfiltered picture of this person, just because it does change. You know what? In general, guys suck at taking pictures. They are just like, they use the worst pictures. They look like they're using like a freaking disposable camera. They're super old pictures.
I'm sorry, we're not sitting there modeling in the taking 87 pictures and picking one out of the bunch.
Hey, don't get offended. I'm saying
this. I'm not getting offended.
I'm saying this to help the guys out. I was like telling you earlier before we started this is like, there's so many profiles of these guys out there that they would have so many more matches, I'm sure, if they just did certain things differently. One of them being pictures. I know, I guess a couple years, the whole fish, the picture, guys taking pictures with the fish was like a thing.
Oh, yeah, fishing, yeah.
Yeah. So now you don't see a lot of those.
Because all his rod goes in the water. No, seriously, it's an inside joke.
It's an inside joke.
He went fishing and he cast his line and he threw his fucking rod out in the ocean.
So this is how it goes. Here's it goes, right?
I thought he was just joking.
No, it happened. So and we have it recorded. It's actually on Instagram. So it was perfect because I think you recorded, right?
Yeah.
He recorded it. Okay, so I thought I had everything ready because it was just a new fishing rod. Everything was brand new. I had no idea what I was doing.
To be fair, I don't know much about fishing, but that just sounds hilarious.
I just know it was just me, Baish, my brother, his best friend Jerry, and I think another military friend that my brother had. We go to his lake, we go, and I get everything set up. It's ready to go. All I have to do is throw the line. So I didn't realize that I don't. There was a
the obvious thing.
No. There's a lock. So there's a 2-piece to the rod, and I didn't tighten it enough. So when I threw it, the whole rod went flying.
Oh, it like disconnected from.
Yes. So think of it like a 2-piece, right? So the rod is on the top, and then there's another piece on the bottom. and you're screwing it together.